I think that Loyola stands out because of the way that we form leaders.
A little more that way. Yep.
That our students from the beginning are given the opportunity to lead, to be responsible, to make a difference here on campus, in the greater community, and around the world. And that transforms them in the types of adults they'll become, the types of careers that they will engage in, the type of success they will experience and enjoy.
Our students come from all over the country because they recognize the value of a liberal arts education. There's more to a student than just their mind in the classroom. The student has a mind, but they also have a body. They have a body, but they also have a soul. And so the university tries to provide opportunities for students to find connections for all three of these areas.
You're not just a student at a school and just wanting to get an education and get it over with. It's really becoming a better person, learning these values, and learning things that you can carry with yourself throughout your entire life.
The path that they put you on when you start here, it's definitely a challenge, but Loyola makes it a very easy transition into college life.
I transferred to Loyola, and at my previous school, I was a psychology major, and it felt like something that I needed to do, that I had to do, but when I transferred to Loyola, it felt like I was doing something that I wanted to do.
A lot of different colleges kind of preach that they have a community, but Loyola was the only campus that I found that actually showed me what the community looked like.
And what we look for in our students are first people who care about the world. They care about people, they care about humanity.
The core curriculum actually is what links us most effectively and clearly to the Jesuit educational system, which is the oldest continuous educational system in the history of the world, nearly 500 years. It is based on the understanding that an in-depth encounter with the liberal arts and sciences will change you as a thinker, but also as a leader.
If you have a little overlap, don't worry about it.
I had never taken a philosophy class. I had never taken an ethics class. They've taught me how to think both abstractly and looking for concrete answers.
I know now that I'm not the best kind of science person, but I have a really passionate interest in writing. So kind of the core curriculum allows me to delve into these different disciplines and explore them outside of the classroom.
For our alumni, it's clear that the core curriculum was the defining difference in their undergraduate education, that it gave them the rhetorical skills, the cognitive skills, the ethical insights that have not just made their career, but their personal lives rich and successful.
I'm an interdisciplinary communications and photography major with a specialization in journalism.
I'm a finance and marketing double major.
I was a biopsychology interdisciplinary major. I knew that I wanted to work in the healthcare field.
I'm a mechanical and materials engineering major with a math minor.
I shadowed a speech pathologist, and I absolutely fell in love with the field. I was very passionate about it. So I knew I wanted to major in speech pathology.
Loyola definitely treats every major equally. Each department has resources and professors that look out for its students.
That's super important to me because I've always wanted to do photojournalism since I was a freshman in high school. Keep that chin up. I could take what I love to do and kind of bring it further than just a hobby, and it means that I could make that into a career, and Loyola made that possible for me.
Say for finance, I'm able to use computer systems that are used in the real world at banks like JP Morgan and Bank of America. And then on the other side in marketing, we're doing projects and reports that we're rebranding products.
We provide a curriculum that is rich with experiential opportunities for our students. They have the opportunity to conduct research and make value-based decisions under faculty direction, really simulating what they will do when they enter the working world.
Now I'm in a course called Observation Methods, and in this course I'm able to go out to different places in Baltimore, different schools, different hospitals, and I'm able to observe speech pathologists.
Administrators, faculties, and professors are the most open people that you're going to meet here.
You should be thinking, I'm into this.
And they are always about making sure that you're learning something, and they're always making sure that they're doing their job to make sure that we're walking away with lessons that are going to have that impact on our lives.
Our students will approach us with our open door policy. They'll come in with problems of any kind. We get to know them, we get to know their families.
Accessibility is excellent with professors, and the relationships that I've developed with professors are one of the main reasons why I love Loyola.
A Loyola student is more marketable in the workforce because when they get there, they are already up to speed on the things that really matter to a business. How to talk to people, how to care about customers, how to have vision, how to follow a plan, how to create.
It's definitely normal here at Loyola to have multiple internships. Father Linane every year talks about this idea of squeezing the sponge, so squeezing all that value that you can get out of Loyola.
Hi, Miss Walsh. My name is Chandler. I actually had a job offer when I was still at Loyola my senior year. I'm currently a research assistant at Johns Hopkins School of Medicine doing neuropsychology work. We are taught about the cura personalis, care for the whole person, and that's something that employers really look at. My supervisor pulled me aside and let me know, he's like, I really enjoy working with Loyola students. They are considerate, they're kind, they really push. They're people who enjoy being challenged, and I think we can see that in a lot of our students.
All right, 300.
There's so much to get involved in here. There's over 180 clubs and activities to get involved in.
You can't say there's nothing to do at Loyola because there is something at every hour in every classroom going on.
If there's something that a student has no interest in, they can make their own club. For example, my friend started ukulele club last year, which Loyola didn't have. And now it's a club with over 40 members.
First day of ukulele club, we walked in, there's 15 ukuleles ready to go, ready for us to play. He taught us the 4 main chords, and by the time we left, everyone knew how to play Somewhere Over the Rainbow in an hour and a half.
You'll find your friends within those little clubs and spaces.
My favorite extracurricular is definitely being involved in the Messina Evergreen Student Mentor Program.
Messina is a living and learning program. We want to connect your education to the questions of everyday life.
Coming from so far, coming from New Mexico, my Evergreen and my Messina class really made me feel welcome. Your Messina group is so important because you're with that group for your entire first year. And with that Messina group comes an Evergreen. My Evergreen really helped me get acclimated, and any questions that I had or doubts, I went to her, and everything just seemed okay, and I'm so thankful for that.
Why I got involved in Evergreens was I wanted to be the mentor that my Evergreen was to me. And I'll usually do one-on-one meetings with my first years to really find out things that maybe they won't tell me in a group setting or they won't tell a professor. And just being able to be that leader on campus, leadership is huge at Loyola. That's definitely something that I love doing.
The students that we had trained and taught 20 years ago are not the students that we have today. And Messina is one way of preparing students to live in this very new and changing world.
From the beginning of Loyola in 1852, persons of all faiths or no faith have been welcome to join our community of scholars.
The Jesuits especially taught me that here I have the ability to shape my own spirituality and really shape my own experience with it.
I was raised and brought up Christian. Coming to Loyola offered me the opportunity of being around like-minded individuals and then also learning about new religions and new faith perspectives.
We feel that we have an obligation as a Catholic university to engage in research and reflection on the Catholic tradition, but we do that in a sense of sharing what we know, what the world recognizes, the Western Christian tradition as a great, rich intellectual source that enriches everyone, regardless of his or her faith commitments.
South Africa was a place I never thought I'd go in my lifetime.
I went to Auckland, New Zealand.
I went to Rome in Italy.
Montpellier, France.
Over 2/3 of Loyola students will study abroad in some capacity by the time they graduate.
The University of Auckland, it's one of the top 50 universities. How else would I be able to go there besides through Loyola?
There's a place for everyone to study abroad, no matter what your major is and no matter what your interests are.
This is an incredible city. It has all the amenities of a great city, but it's much more accessible, particularly accessible to young people.
I'm a big foodie, so all the restaurants around Baltimore was definitely the first things that I started to explore.
There's so much to do. There's so many places to eat. There's so many places to see, and I just wanted to experience everything.
Just over a few blocks from Hamden to Fells Point, and it's just a totally different atmosphere, and that's what I love, that there's not one same culture in Baltimore. There's so many different cultures.
Baltimore is definitely the place to go if you're wanting to make a difference in the world.
It's so accessible in this city to give service, and there's an immediate result when you give service here.
The universities in this city the hospitals. We are anchor institutions in the city of Baltimore, and we want to make a difference. We want to let people know that this is our home, that we love it, and that we are committed to it and committed to making it better.
The spirit here seems so collected.
Loyola's Dog Pound has a real passion and culture that especially is so enticing and exciting at games.
I've always admired the Patriot League because it is a league that's dedicated to making sure that our student athletes have an academic and intellectual experience that is consistent with what the non-athletes have.
There is a photograph of the women's soccer team winning one of their final games, and they all came into a big hug at the end of their game, and they all fell on top of each other. Just seeing how happy everyone was together, it's, let's all come together, hug each other, and we fall to the ground because we're so happy together.
I feel like Loyola goes way out of their way to make sure that student athletes feel welcome here and they feel like they can be successful on and off the field.
Strong truths, well lived, is at the heart of our mission. It's our motto. A student will quickly find his or her own strong truth.
I feel like I was able to develop mine when I started as a first year, and that was having respect for others and being able to value others' opinions, and that is such an important value on Loyola's campus.
My strong truth is leadership in action.
My strong truth is stepping out of my comfort zone and learning to be okay with that.
The liberal arts will give you the tools to reflect on those questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my destiny as an individual? What is our destiny as a people?
One of the things that I always stress about what makes Loyola unique is that we're helping students learn how to make a living. That's what your psychology course is about, speech pathology, engineering, learning how to make a living, but we're also talking about learning how to live. That's what you get at Loyola.